I started med school, I had never taken an anatomy course. One of the things that was most difficult for me was seeing a preserved body. I remember being utterly terrified to walk into the room. I remember seeing, there's two sides of the room and there's, 4 or 5 bodies on each side, and they were covered and wrapped in a sheet. And I remember walking in and being like, oh my God, those are 10 people. Those are 10 human beings on these steel tables in a class, and we're just walking in. I felt this whoosh in me, like almost dizziness. I didn't know how to understand the emotions I was feeling. I had trouble looking. I couldn't touch the body at all. One of the hardest things for me about this process was understanding how someone would want to do this with their body after they died. In Jewish culture, we bury the body as fast as possible. There's no preservation. It's like, get it in the ground ASAP. It goes against nature because nature wants you to decompose in the earth. That was hard to reconcile too. I said to myself, you have to figure something out because you're in med school. Most people have taken an anatomy class before. They've majored in the sciences. I had none of that. And I was like, I need to get it together. I can't just be scared and operate that way. I have to engage with this. I mean, he gave his body to me and the 3 other guys in my group to learn from so we could become doctors. And that was a gift that was kind of too precious and too big to just say, I don't want to do that. I'll just watch them dissect. I reached out to the head of the lab at the time, Luke Sanders. He was our head TA. I told Luke that it was important to me, I want to respect Dallas's life. I don't want him to be this anonymous body on a table. I felt like the more I got to know him as a person, the more I could learn from him. They said, why don't you talk to Carrie? Maybe he has more information about Dallas. I learned how old he was and what he died from, and that he was a metallurgist. He said, okay, when you're ready, why don't you put your hand on his body? You don't have to dissect anything, you don't have to touch his skin, but try it. And so it was little steps like that that connected me to Dallas. The most strange was seeing things like Dallas had one sock on, and it was okay, that was the sock that he was wearing when he died, and there's only one. And it's such a unique personal detail. I think he had a Band-Aid on one of his fingers too. And it was okay, he had a cut on his finger and he died with that Band-Aid on, and that Band-Aid is still there. Yes, this is a person who lived. This isn't just some static being that exists only for you to dissect them, that they had a life. They had cuts on their finger, they wore socks, they had tattoos, things like that. It was almost like building a relationship in life, and the more I got to go inside of his body and learn different things about his insides, he became a person.